Hi, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do the kettlebell insertion, teaching you the fundamentals on how to improve using the kettlebells to be able to insert correctly and catch it nicely without feeling like it's going to always bash your wrist or even hurt your grip. So what you want to do is make sure that you've got a light kettlebell, maybe 2 or 4. Now doing this weight allows you to not panic so much. So not panic that it's going to drop and something bad's going to happen, like it's going to break your toe. So what we're going to look at now is the first part of it is understanding how the kettlebell goes into that position every time. So the best thing that I would recommend that you do is practice learning how to use your hand to support while you learn how to softly transition the kettlebell round like that. You don't have to bring it in, you just have to understand how to naturally support the hand, as you can see. And while you've got your hand on the handle, you learn how to slip and let go to be able to finish in that position. As mentioned, the forearm, side of the forearm should be hitting the horn and the hand should be across the palm. Okay, there should be some form of grip, and if you want, the grip should be supinated in rather than pronated out. So you want to be tucking it in so you've got a good transition of the grip. Just a extra added tips for you. Now, as mentioned, you just keep going through learning how to do that. As you can see, hold, slip, and it will just naturally, I might be seeing like I'm pushing it, but naturally it will just come round. Keep doing this and you can practice on both sides so you get used to both hands. Once both hands have been achieved, you can then start to see how it feels with just one hand. Now, again, not everybody's going to get this right straight away. So the next step, if you feel that's uncomfortable still, is learning how to trust your control and the weight. And that is catching it on the outside, as you can see. So I'm learning how to trust that I'm not going to drop it, but I know how to time how to catch it. I'm learning how to time how to catch it. So I learn how to catch it and I can bring it in. So from here, I build up my confidence that I don't have to think that it's going to always go bash, bash. So then using that, we can then transition and we can start to learn what you'll learn how to absorb the weight while trying to practice the insertion point. Okay, so these are my top tips on how you can practice slipping through. Just remember that your hand is trying to go through and the bottom of the forearm is trying to touch the bottom of the horn. There shouldn't be any gap like this. If there's a gap, then most likely you're going to end up having your wrist pronate like this. We want to try and make sure that it's across, and then we tuck in so we can be nice and tight. The final points that I want to make sure that you're addressing is, once you are practicing this, you want to be understanding how do you finish it. So we've got insertion into the point, so you practice the insertion and it's there. Then we think elbows, hands close. Insertion, elbows, hands close. So whether you've got 2 kettlebells or 1, you can actually practice with the lighter one and you can apply the whole system. Insertion, elbows, close. Insertion, elbows, close, absorb. Because you want to absorb the weight. You don't want to let it keep bouncing, yeah. Okay, so there, and how it looks is, as you can see, I can start to trust that I know how to time the kettlebell to make sure that no matter how heavy it goes, I know it's not going to go too far away, it's not going to bash me too much, and I know that insertion of my hands is always going to be consistent. Hopefully that helped, and if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a DM at any time.